Before I begin this video, I would like to address a little disclaimer. This is for adult collectors only. Thank you. Enjoy the video.
By the Matrix, Optimus, you look hideous back in the day. Look at you. Well, at least I don't look all anorexic. Eat a EricTron steak for crying out loud, Megatron. Look at you. You look all fat and chubby, and your arms are raised up looking like you're about to take a dump. Well, at least I don't have a trigger for a
Yo, what's up YouTube world? I animate them, I review them. Yo, what's up YouTube world? I animate them, I review them. EricTron here, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Transformers G1 1984 Megatron. And this Megatron is actually pre-rubbed. And for those of you guys who don't know what pre-rub means, either you're a Transformers fan that is a beginner, or you just never knew what pre-rubbed is, or you're just casual and you just so happen to find this video and you thought it looked interesting and you just don't know what pre-rubbed means. Basically, pre-rubbed are these little stickers where it's like these little rub symbols where you rub it and it will show whether your Transformer is an Autobot or a Decepticon. Here, I'm gonna take a look. Here's Ravage. You can rub it and it will show if he is a Decepticon. So he is a Decepticon when you rub it by applying heat. It will show that he is a Decepticon. And that's there because back in the day, Transformers and GoBots, they had this huge rivalry, and they don't want kids to be confused whether they're buying a Transformer or a GoBot. It's showing if it's a knockoff or not, pretty much. That's pretty much all you need to know. But here's Megatron. I have had the reissue of Megatron, the Encore reissue specifically, back when I was 8 years old, but I didn't really take good care of it. I ended up breaking him. At one point, even bringing him to school and almost getting suspended. But yeah, I have some history with a G1 Megatron back then. And then later, I bought a new one, and it's the original. Not a knockoff, nor a reissue. This is the real deal. So, all you see here, you get Megatron himself. It's the pistol. And then you get these little accessories. Got the little stock. Got the suppressor. And you got his scope, famously known for his fusion cannon. And you got another little chrome gun right here. And you have a chrome sword. However, I didn't get this one separately. This came with my previous Megatron that I got when I was 8 years old. I just still held on to it. You can see it's the hilts kind of broke off of it on both sides, but still it is a very nice shiny sword. You can even see a little shiny. I'm blinding you guys with the shiny chrome sword. Pretty cool. And then the guy even included the little cutout from his box. You can see these are the little stats. It doesn't come with an indication reader, but I took this from the Transformers Earthrise Astro Train Leader class, and it still works pretty well. You can see, if I move it around here, you can see his little strength and intelligence and whatnot. If I just move it around, you can just read it yourself. Or if you don't want to waste your time with this, you can just go to like TF Wiki or something and look up his stats. But if you're a huge Megatron fan and you know who he is, you would remember all of his stats, if you do. And you would remember this bio, which I'm going to pause right here so you can read it. function, leader, quote, peace through tyranny. You get a nice little picture of Megatron right here. He does not include the instruction booklet, and nor does he include packaging. I got this guy loose. But let's go on with the review. So here is G1 Megatron. He's very nice, although he has some wear and tear. He has been used by the previous seller. I don't know if he got it from a previous owner or if this is the one that he kept through childhood, but it has been gone through some usage. You can see on the little on the hammer right here, you can see some chrome is chipping right there. You can see the stickers are peeling. The Decepticon paint on the sticker is pretty much peeled off. Same with both of the Decepticon logos on this side. They're pretty much peeled off, but you can kind of see the little Decepticon symbol. It's kind of faint, but you can still kind of see it. And you also got a little bit of scratches on here, but it's alright. I mean, like, I don't really care if it's like damaged or anything. What matters is I actually have a G1 Megatron once again. It is a very nice looking gun, has some nice weight to it. However, now that I'm older, like, it feels so much smaller in hand, but it feels a lot like a normal gun that you would hold, just a little bit smaller compared to when you compare this to like another one of the Masterpiece figures. You have nice chrome going along like the chamber of the gun right here. You do have some swirlage on the plastic right here, like towards the trigger section. So if you have this thing, I highly recommend be careful with this. It looks like the plastic can be brittle, so handle this with care. The trigger, you can pull it. However, it doesn't come with any pellets because back in the day, they were so strict on kids choking on the projectiles and shooting their eyes out and stuff. But it is what it is. You can see this is where you would put the little red projectiles in there. He does have iron sights, and he does have a little iron sight at the barrel. However, the part where it would hold his little fusion cannon, it does cover it, so you can't really like use it as like a real gun and actually use the sights very well. But what are you gonna do? It's a kid's toy. With these little accessories, like I said, you got the scope. You can put it at the top of the gun. It just slides on just like so. You can just put on the little suppressor, and then you slide the stock on the butt of the gun. And there you have Megatron's full gun. I'm gonna have to zoom out for this. This is actually pretty impressive, because, you know, it's Megatron with all of his parts on, just like in the cartoon and in some of the comics. So you can pretend like you're on the shuttle, just like in the Transformers the movie, killing the Autobots. Instruments of destruction. Bang bang. You can do all that. So that's all of his parts in gun mode. Before I start to transform him, I will show you some size comparisons. For size comparisons, here is G1 Optimus Prime. Pretty insane scale considering this is a truck and this is a gun. There was a lot of mass shifting that went into this in the cartoon every time Megatron transformed. But that's pretty much it. And come to a little cassette player. Now this, I think, may seem pretty accurate. So there you have that. And then last but not least, we'll have an Autobot car. So here is Prowl. Okay, so that's all for size comparisons. I'm going to transform this guy for you. So first, what I would do is I would pull out the little feet that are supposed to be the magazine. Pull down the legs. And then just move these out to the side. These will kind of like hang around a little bit. And then the head, it will come down. That's going to free the arms a little bit. Pull the arms up. And then split them apart. And again, there's a lot that's going to be like hanging down. So still be careful with the figure. You don't want the plastic and all the metal to wear out. And then you want to rotate this part. Be careful with it. This is very prone to breakage. And then I'm going to pull this up. And then don't pull the barrel up like on the original cartoon. I mean, you can if you want to, but it's going to stretch the plastic out in this little chest area, causing it to break. But what you do want to do with that little barrel is you want to just bring it around and put it to the side of his hip. And then you want to bring the little head section up. Be careful. And then that's going to snap into place. And then with these arms, you're going to pull this section out. And then there's a little thing where you can just slide the fist out just like that. And then you're going to do the same over here. And there you have it. There is G1 Megatron in all his glory, in his odd, weird looking robot mode. Okay, so here's Megatron's robot mode, and it is very odd looking because he's got the whole man spread legs out going on, and you can see he's got stubby arms. But for its time, this was actually the figure. This is Megatron, fearless leader of the Decepticons. The yin to the yang of Optimus Prime, or would that be the yang to the yin of Optimus Prime? I don't know, but he's a bad guy. He's like pretty much the big bad guy of Transformers. But yeah, for an old figure, pretty much all that he's got going for him that makes him a pretty good figure is pretty much the nostalgia. And because he and his role that he plays in Transformers, with him being the bad guy, that's pretty much what only makes this guy a really good figure, is his character. If it wasn't for the cartoon, pretty much kids wouldn't buy this thing. I don't know. I don't think kids probably wouldn't have even bought Transformers ever, because if it didn't have a cartoon. Because if you look at this thing, like, it will have you scratching your head, like, is this really supposed to be a robot? But I think it's actually kind of cool. It's pretty alright. You can see Megatron, his head is not totally like the cartoon. He's got yellow eyes. He's got a weird looking face. And he's got this huge arm cannon on his arm, which just towers over his like whole body. Well, I wouldn't say it towers over his whole body, it just looks insanely huge. And his trigger, it's pretty much on a very uncomfortable spot of the figure. So technically, I guess you every time you're firing him, you're just playing with his crotch. It's disgusting, but pretty good looking figure. It's alright, pretty decent. He does come with his accessories, like I said. He's got this little gun, which I think is kind of pointless, because I never really got, because like he turns into a gun and he's holding a gun in robot mode. It just makes this seem so pointless, because why would you even have it? But it's there. It has a little peg right here, holds in the fist. You can have Megatron holding that if he can, but it kind of fits in a little bit loose, so he's not going to hold it all that well. But there we have that. You can also do the same with the sword. Got a little peg right there, holds in the hand. You can actually, let's see, oh, and there goes the gun. He can actually hold the sword very nicely. Here, we're just going to put the gun in the fist again. Oh well, I can't really do it. Oh well. He doesn't need that anyway, just like I said. But there's Megatron with his sword. You can take his little bits that come with him and turn it into like a little battle station. Basically, to do that is you want to take this little things, pull it down, put it to the side. That'll be like the little stand for it. Take this piece off. This piece also comes off too, so you can make it into like a shorter battle station for like the Micromaster line, but I'm not going to do that. And then you plug this into here. Then you want to pull these out. This is what's going to allow him to hold it. And then you remove that part of the barrel. Bring this little peg down. Then you're going to connect this into this. And then connect it. And then if you want to, you can take Megatron's little fusion cannon. And then apply it right here, slide it on there. And there you have his little battle station. Never used it in the cartoon, but still, it's pretty cool. It's one of those things that are just there for nostalgia. If you actually had the guy and you just use this thing a lot, or if you just want to display this guy. Here's his little battle station murder weapon of death. He can just slaughter as many Autobots as he wants with this. I can just imagine the amount of firepower this thing would have if he actually used this. This would be devastating. It would pretty much be like a Kamehameha blast from Dragon Ball Z. Like, just much like Starscream in the movie, the Autobots would be disintegrated. But yeah, you can do that if you want to. For size comparison, here we have Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Voyager class Megatron, Transformers G1 reissue Soundwave, Transformers G1 Autobot Prowl, Transformers G1 reissue Optimus Prime, and EricTron. Now for my final thoughts and conclusions. Overall, Megatron is a pretty cool figure for its time. Even though with all its flaws, it is a very cherished, rememberable figure. After all, Megatron as a gun is not something that we've seen so often, because of this figure right here. It's the reason why we have all these strict gun toy laws, where each toy gun has to have an orange tip or painted a certain way to make it seem like it's not realistic. Because people would use them for bank robberies, or people would get shot thinking that it's a real gun or something. Megatron is a very rare figure that is most remembered, and it is a very nice figure. So with that being said, take good care of your G1 Megatron, because these things, there might be a time where these things might become rare to the point where these would go for like insane prices. Like, it's pretty much reached that now where each Megatron will be at least about, like, I don't know, $300 for each figure. I snagged this one for about $176, which is not a bad deal for this type of figure. But it is a very nice figure, and if you have a G1 Optimus, you gotta have a G1 Megatron for your collection. It's one of those figures where if you gotta have one, you gotta have the other. But that's all I got to say about G1 Megatron. So like, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends. I will try to make more videos, so stay tuned for that. Even stop motions and more reviews like this. Please leave a comment below, that is if you can. And peace. We are out of here.